Okay, I got it. The problem is now I actually have to win the battle in order to keep this. Uh-oh, ready's limit break. That doesn't sound good. I forget exactly what that does, but it's probably not good. It's probably some kind of... Oh, yep, Darkja again. He got that off pretty quickly. Yeah, the annoying thing about Darkja is that it has a chance of instant death even if you're immune to Dark, as I said before. That's why when you start the battle, only have one character in the party. Killed everyone. Oh yeah, he casts, like, buffs on himself too, like Bravery and, uh-oh. I hate it when bosses make themselves immune to magic and also buff themselves, because it means that I can't dispel them. Will I be able to get Courage in time? I suppose we'll see. Well, probably not. Oh, hey, that's interesting. I was like, wait a minute, why is this costing me, like 250 MP? But no, it shows the gil costs in the menu if you're equipping this accessory. That's really cool, actually. Oh, Penelo got disease too? Oh, no, not Battle Cry. Yeah, Battle Cry means that it does, massively higher damage now. So, yeah, I really don't want to lose this late in because it, yeah, like, as I've got the Great Trango, and I'll only keep it if I win this battle. Oh, Scathe, this is probably gonna kill everybody. Oh no, not Darkja again. It's still immune to physical attacks? Oh no, please stop!
I can't.
Okay, got the Great Trango. This is only my second time getting the Great Trango, and now the hard part is actually winning. Especially since in the last phase of this fight, it becomes immune to physical, which means that pretty much Ashe is the only person I have who can do reasonable damage. I wish red mages could use Flare. I thought for one point they could, but no. She has, like, all the non-elemental spells except, like, Drain. I'll go more over what the Great Trango is later, but it is the best sword in the game by a significant margin. It also doesn't require any licenses, and it's one-handed, so you can also equip a shield. Not that's really going to be, you know, hugely important, because, you know... who else can use the Black Mask here? Okay, Ashe and Penelo. I guess I can give that to one of them. Hermes Sandals for perma-haste on Varn, I guess. And he's also blinded. But anyway, so my strategy for this is to go for all physical attackers for the first part, since it becomes immune to physical later. Also, let's not put on fast mode. And I have 3 Mega Elixirs. If there's ever a time to use them, also Varn has the wrong gambit said he's still stealing. So Remedy, no, let's disable Protector. I want Shelga to be a priority though, because I think that does lower the odds of instant death. It's like the only way that you can possibly lower the odds of instant death in this game. Okay, so it is getting kind of down. The problem is, like, it's the first 2/3 of the fight are a complete joke. It's the last third that's just downright evil. Oh, Scathe, that's not good. So I kind of have this plan, and that is to get it to, like, around 50% or so, but hopefully before it uses, like, before it makes itself immune to physical, and then, like, try and go for a big quickening chain. I don't know if that's gonna actually work. Okay, limit break is when things start getting really bad, so just in case, I'm gonna go for quickenings right now. Okay, some attacks got in before.
There's a problem to do everything.
I read once that, like, a possible tactic for getting good quickening chains is just to, like, rub a pencil over the different controller buttons and then mash the refresh button at the same time.
Got a surprise for you.
My regards. Heads up.
Oh, for some reason, my buttons weren't even registering at all. I guess mashing is not good, but anyway, this is probably not going to do a whole lot. 9 hits is not amazing. I did get 3 level 3s in, and a few, like, level 1s and a couple of level 2s. Yeah, I had a feeling it was going to be Arc Blast, which is, like, the lowest of the mixed concurrences. This is probably not going to do a whole lot of damage, from what I can tell. Oh, that didn't really do a whole lot. So eventually, I kind of want to do as much damage as possible before it goes into Shift. Okay, Shift is going to change its elemental weaknesses. Before it was weak to Holy. I'm pretty sure this thing is immune to Dispel as well, which is incredibly annoying. Do elixirs restore your mischarge in this game? I actually think they do, come to think of it. Battle cries when things get really, really bad, because then it's going to massively buff it. There we go, add it to immune to physical damage now. So, okay, that does restore your stuff. So I have this weird idea here. I don't know if Exodus is going to work. I forget if Exodus's random meteors are considered physical or not. Yeah, see, now it casts Faith on itself. Because I know that it does, like, random damage according to its HP. Yeah, so Comet... Oh, actually, Comet is doing damage. Which is better than I expected. If I can hold out while Exodus drops meteors on it. Oh, no, not Darkja. There's a very, very good chance Bolthia is gonna die to this. Except, can I quickly equip... Oh, Varna's the Demon Shield already. Let's take that off. Demon Shield on Bolthia. Take that. This may not work. Unfortunately, Darkja went off before I could get another meteor in. But, okay, so knowing that Espers work, that definitely helps. Because that means that my physical attackers have options in this phase. And unfortunately, yeah, Bolthia got insta-killed there, which just is unfortunately something that just kind of happens at this point in the fight. No, I'd rather Barsh use the Phoenix down, or I could tag, like, use this opportunity to try and tag Ash in, and try and get her to just start spamming Scathe. Oh, she's using I think it's immune to Dispel at this point, so you're gonna go ahead and Scathe. Actually, I think Flare's faster. Flare's probably faster. I'm not, like, sure. Oh, wow, Vard already got it, took a huge hit there. It had reflects, didn't it? Yeah, it has reflects. Crap. Oh, I don't want to lose after coming this far. It's so close. Ultima has a passive ignore reflect. I wonder if, like, does Scathe ignore reflect? I'm honestly not sure. As far as summons go, Ash doesn't have a lot of good ones. I mean, Chaos, maybe? Chaos could work? I'm gonna try Ultima. Actually, does Fran have anything good? Oh, she has Shemhazai's. Shemhazai does do, like, kind of fixed damage, but I'm gonna try Ultima. Okay, good, we got the Ultima in pretty much immediately. Now, okay, Ultima just has to carry us through this, hopefully without, like, us dying. Because it may be kind of immune to Holy right now. Are you serious? It's so low. I can't lose this now. Okay, Ash is already going for a rise. Shemhazai, let's try Shemhazai. I'm basically just throwing all my summons at this thing. I know that its attacks are basically, like, Shemhazai's attacks are equivalent to, dark matter and Knot of Rust, so they're probably not going to do a whole lot since I haven't used either of those items before. Oh, I think I did it. Nice job, Shemazai. Okay, yeah, so I mean, I wouldn't entirely say Espers are the way to go in the last phase, but they definitely helped me. It's kind of fitting that we're using Espers to beat the last Esper. This playthrough's given me a massive appreciation to Exodus, though. As far as I normally don't like randomized damage, Exodus's, maximum, the range is so huge on Exodus's damage that you're bound to hit high numbers eventually if you just keep... And he starts with haste, too, and his attacks are pretty quick. But anyway, okay, I need to calm down from my adrenaline rush now, because we have Zodiark, the Keeper of Precepts, the final Esper, and only Fran gets to be on the victory screen. You know what really sucks in the original PS2 version is that there are no save points, up to this point. So if you want to keep Zodiark... Oh, hey, Shemhazai's still here. If you want to keep Zodiark, you actually have to, run all the way back to a save point, which is quite far. And if you die on your way back, then, well, you're screwed. So this actually leads back into Crossover C. I'm gonna let Shemhazai enjoy our combined victory at this point. Let's just go on a bit of a rampage with, oh, hi there, him if possible. 20,000, that's better than I thought it would. I know that it's, I'm not actually too experienced with how Knots of Rust and Dark Matter work in this game. I know that they are, incredibly, vital to a lot of speedrun categories, and to some challenge runs, just because of the fact that they have this very strange damage formula that increases the more of them you use. And that Shemhazai's attacks are all, effectively, I think Devour Soul counts as a Knot of Rust, and its ultimate attack counts as a Dark Matter. It's weird. I think I've also seen them used against Zodiark. I think they were also one of the few things that could break the damage cap in the original game as well. So... Anyway, I'll need to look more into that, because I rarely use them personally, but Shemazai really did come in clutch there. I'm just gonna run back to a default save point just to make sure I actually have, a hard save. And then I'm gonna demo Zodiark for a bit, because then I'm gonna have to go back into the special charter shaft, because there are still some randomized chests that I haven't got yet. So that's gonna be a little bit unfortunate. I'm also kind of glad that Fran got to finish that, because she often got a lot of flack for being, the worst party member in the PS2 version. I know that she has, the highest vitality of the party now, and I think hammers and, axes use vitality in their damage calculations, so I guess that's possible. I think hand bombs also use vitality, but they also have just like axes and hammers, they have the randomized damage thing. Yeah, Foe Breaker is the job that uses all of the random damage things. Axes, hammers, and hand bombs. Was that a chest? No, it's just a wall. Oh, hey, I guess I've tried this before, but, looks like, yeah, you can directly, directly walk around as Espers. It's kind of weird doing this, but, yeah, you can directly control Espers now. But I don't think you're allowed to look at their gambits. Yeah, it says Shemazai is up, but, they do have gambits, they're just kind of hidden. And I'll talk more about Esper gambits when I get to Zodiark, because, that's kind of interesting. Oh, yeah, the Mithril Sword. That, I believe, is, was that Barsh's default weapon, or is that the Mithril Blade? I know that there was some weird caveat with getting that in the original version of the game, that it was kind of hard to do. Outside of, it was one of the rarest weapons in the game, despite, you know, actually being pretty weak. And save point. There we go. Right. Now I don't have to do all of that again. And now the question is, who gets Zodiark? Well, Shikari gets nothing. Bushi gets heavy armor. That's not bad. Mechanist gets nothing. And Knight gets stuff I already have, so Bolthy is definitely out. Archer gets 1,000 needles and infuse. They have some niche uses, but what does Red Battle Mage get? Red Battle Mage gets Ragnarok. Kind of weird, but possible. And we already know Knight, so what about Ulan? Ulan gets nothing. Okay, yeah, Barsh is definitely out. And White Mage gets Claymore. And Black Mage gets nothing. And Time Battle Mage gets Swords 9. Yeah, it seems like Varn with Bushi is definitely the best here, even though these aren't like the greatest for katanas, but does give access to the Maximilian, so yeah, Varn is getting Zodiark, which is actually kind of fitting, given that he's sort of the main character of this game. Sort of. So yeah, I never beat or got Zodiark in my first playthrough back in the PS2 version, so I finally have all the Espers. And so now, oh yeah, not only do I have all the Espers, I also have the Great Trango, which was not even in the original version of the game. So yeah, I guess I'll talk about the Great Trango as well as Zodiark as I go back down to try and get some more of those treasures from the depths. So no, let's go through one more area before summoning Zodiark, because otherwise I'll waste the timer in an area that has no enemies. Oh yeah, there's a shortcut from here back to the start of the area, I forgot about that. But okay, now, don't know how well this is going to work, but yeah, so Zodiark is very obviously a level 3 Esper. It does look really weird though, it's like this strange, small pig dragon thing with a giant like thing on it that's kind of like a restraint, I think, for its terrible power. But yeah, starts with a huge amount of status, positive statuses, weak to holy though. So Banish Ray is your main attack, which seems quite strong. So magics and techniques. Techniques, you have Banish Ray, Final Eclipse. Okay, Banish Ray is dark element, so probably not so useful going in here. Final Eclipse is your ultimate attack. Time Magics. Hasker, this is pretty nice. Scathe, of course you have that, and Renew. So pretty much just like the ultimate abilities all round. Oh, okay. Well, that didn't last long. I was going to show its ultimate attack. Okay, let's try this again. Hi there, big dragon thing. Final Eclipse. This is an attack that many people never got a chance to see in the PS2 version, because not only do you have to beat essentially a super boss, but Zodiark would only use this, I think its gambits were only programmed to use this, if his summoner was under stone status, and I don't know why they did that. It really doesn't make any sense at all, but that's just how it was. Like, you could never... Oh, hey, I guess you're ascending to your true form and kind of breaking your restraints there, but yeah. Because you couldn't give Espers direct commands in the original version, and of course, wow, you basically just turned into Galeem there. This thing basically is Galeem, in a way. It's a pretty cool looking attack, though. Yeah, this is my first time ever seeing this. Yeah, it really is just Galeem now that I think about it. But yeah, Esper, you had to rely on Esper's gambits to actually use their ultimate attacks, and like while a lot of them were like remaining time like is low, others were weirder like that. I don't know why Zodiark was done like that, but its ultimate attack is incredibly powerful and appears to be non-elemental, so yeah, there's that. And now, as I promised, let's talk about the Great Trango. Well, if I can kill these things with it before Ash and Penelo get their curages in. So yeah, as you can see, Varn is just swinging an invisible sword. A lot of people think that these like Zodiac exclusive ultimate weapons were actually developer debug tools that they decided to just put into the final game on a whim, because they have no model, you don't need licenses to use them, and they are incredibly overpowered. Like, this thing is basically stronger than most great swords and also lets you equip a shield. And I wanted to get it this way, even though it does require a lot of running back and forth and stealing from Zodiark repeatedly and resetting your autosaves. This is arguably the easiest way to get one of these, because the other methods are like the ultimate, like, invisible bow is in an invisible chest that has a 1% chance of spawning on the public airship. And then there's also a shield that not only gives 90 evasion and magic evasion, it also absorbs all elements. So if you get it, all difficulty in the game is pretty much gone. However, I think it also has like a less than 1% chance of appearing in Ultima's room, where the Excalibur chest was. So yeah, the chances of getting that are also like almost non-existent. Many people use RNG manipulation to get those. The RNG manipulation method requires like making a new file, going back to the prologue, and then like repeatedly punching yourself and then healing yourself as Rex until your healing goes to a particular set of numbers in a set order. And if that happens, then you've got the RNG on the right spot. It's complicated, but like that's how it works. It sounds easier to do than many other cases of RNG manipulation I've heard of in video games, but still. This, I got one of them legit, and that's pretty much good enough for me. I doubt I'll be showing the other two because, yeah, they're a little bit ridiculous to get. But with that, there's nothing left for me to do in here except go for those other randomized chests in this part of the Henna Mines. Which may take a little bit, but I don't have to beat an annoying super boss every single time. Yeah, just the worst thing about Zodiark by far is the fact that its Darkja has a chance of instant death regardless of whether or not you're immune to Dark, which I personally think is really stupid, especially in a game where there is no way to protect against instant death at all. Like, from what I hear, as I've said before, Shell makes it less likely, but there's really nothing much else you can do. It just decreases the random chances of that happening. So, as I go through here, in fact, actually, before I go to my chest grinding session, I want to go and show the Sky Pirate's Den, because I should have a few new things in here. Oh, I don't have the one for all magics, so I must be missing at least one spell. But yeah, we have Zodiark here now, earning you the title of Zodiac Knight, and we also have Belias for getting all Espers. So the Sky Pirate's Den is looking pretty full. I actually have most of the achievements now, except for, again, all magics. I think there's one for all technics that I'm missing. Oh, and I actually did get Old Dalen for fully exploring every map. So yes, thankfully, very, very thankfully, the Great Crystal's individual areas do not count. As I said in an earlier part, it requires you to visit every location in every map. So this was the last area that I needed, and it does not count one-time areas like the Dracula Laboratory or the Dreadnought Leviathan. Something I forgot to mention earlier is there's a chest in Zodiac that has a 1% chance of spawning about where I'm standing, and it always contains the Zodiac Spear. This particular area of the Henna Mines, I think, is also the source of the most infamous chest in the original game. The one that has a 10% chance of spawning in the first place, a 10% chance of being an item and not Gil, and a 10% chance of that item being the Zodiac Spear. So overall, a 1 in 1,000 chance of getting the Zodiac Spear, which is 100 times worse than getting it in this version here, and it is the only way to get the Zodiac Spear if you didn't hit it, if you basically touched any of those untouchable chests earlier in the game. Thankfully, the untouchable chests are no longer a mechanic in the Zodiac version. Hang on, is this something? Brave Suit! Okay, I've got one of them. That one has a 25% chance to spawn, and that armor, I believe, gives you, yeah, equip Bravery. It's gonna lower Varn's magic a little bit, but, okay, Fran can use it too. I'll take that for the permanent Bravery, because magic doesn't influence the Great Trango anyway. Okay, I think this has just spawned. Yep, there we go, the Addle Technic. Now, in my clan... Okay, don't have anything new in the Sky Pirate's Den, which means I don't have all of them. it seems like. So I'll have to look up which I'm missing. There it is. Ribbon. And a lot of people have said it's definitely worth going through RNG hell to get a second one, because it's a very good accessory. Also, hi there, Invisible SM. And now I can finally leave the special charter shaft. So there's actually one more chest that I want to get in here because I kind of forgot it the first time. Thankfully, this one is a 100% spawn. And it's back in the Phase 2 dig, so I'll see you there. Formal Holtz. It's right next to the map. How did I miss that? That's a 100% chest too, like I said. So this is, I believe, the strongest gun in the original version of this game. This one has a gun that's a little bit stronger, but it also requires you to make it from the Bazaar. It's called the Mudslinger. Well, the Bazaar thing is called the Mudslinger. The actual gun is Mithuna, I think. But, yeah, it requires, like, selling loot rather than just picking it up here. And now, I can finally leave the Henna Mines. I don't want to hear this music ever again. I just want to see if Mont Blanc has anything for us for defeating Zodiark. Or, you know, commanding all 13 Espers. Downtime's halls resound this rhyme I've penned, and herewith in my tale bring to its end. A Serpentaris, okay, that's one of the ingredients to get the Tournesol, which is actually not really necessary anymore now that I have the Great Trango, but you can also steal those off of Zodiark. It's kind of one of the only reliable ways to get it. Any new marks? Yep. It's available. So yeah, this is the final hunt in the game. No creature more foul or more time-consuming walks this Evilise. Yeah, I'm not gonna go for that one just yet. That's the thing that has 50 million HP. One of the most infamous super bosses in any JRPG, I think, alongside the Demi-Fiend from Digital Devil Saga. So, accepting that hunt, as I've said before, also activates Omega in the Great Crystal, so it's actually two super bosses in one. From that, people theorize that Omega was actually designed to fight Yasmat. It turned out I was missing 3 magics: Cleanse, Dispelga, and Warp. Cleanse is in a chest on the Cerebi Steppe, in the Terraced Bank, right near this square rock formation. It has a 20% chance of spawning, and for some reason spawn right on top of another chest in this take. Dispelga is in an area of the Feywood fittingly called White Magic's Embrace. It's located right here, and it has a 100% spawn rate. Finally, Warp is in the Nebraeus Deadlands in the Lifeless Strand. If you look closely on the minimap, you'll see an enemy dot out in the middle of nowhere. That's because there's a secret path through the swamp here that leads to Warp. And with all 3 of these, I now have the crystal for learning every magic. And I might as well get all the techniques I'm missing too. The first of these is Shades of Black, which is found in a 100% spawn chest in the Tomb of Wraithwall, Cloister of Flame. That's right where Belias was fought for the first time. I probably could have grabbed this chest on my first visit, but I was distracted by the story at the time. The second is Expose in Lusu Mines Site 9, another 100% spawn chest. This one is all the way at the end of one of the tunnels. And finally is Stamp. This is in a chest with an 80% chance to spawn in the Mosphorine High Waste Rays of Ashen Light area, though you need to have activated the Shrine of the Northeast Wind to get here. I'd also recommend activating the Shrine of the East Wind because that makes a path to a Blood Sword that's also here. And with every Technic obtained, we have a new Sky Pirates Den award. This time, it's Vossler. And so Gilgamesh is being teamed up on 2-1. So there's one final thing that I wanted to show, and I'm not sure if I can even do this now that Redus is dead, but maybe? Okay, can't do it with you. Is this side quest even still doable? Okay, I beat that. Okay, I think it still is. Okay, yep, tier 1. So, this is a very strange minigame. You have to press A and B, or like X and circle one up the other. What it actually is that B is for your left leg, and A is for your right leg. It's kind of awkward. This is the Pirate Foot Race minigame, and it's kind of often all about cutting corners. Which is, it's easy to do when you know which button controls your feet, and I think I failed that miserably. 3rd place. There are rewards for getting 1st place, and this actually does go all the way up to tier 100, if you can believe it. Yeah, so you have to mash both to run straight. Apologies, I'm not talking much, it's just kind of hard to do when you're, yeah, for this one you gotta mash A. Come on, almost there. Did I get it? Yeah, I got it. It gets harder as you go up the tiers. And eventually, like, one of them in particular, I think it's the girl, she gets kind of crazy and starts really cutting corners. Yeah, all that for a single potion. Mostly, this is just for a bunch of consumable items that are very easy to get via other means. Yeah, that guy can randomly trip. But the main reason to do this is that one of the rewards for the higher tiers is slime oil, which is a type of loot that is actually very hard to get because normally only a certain mark drops it. So if you've already killed that mark, well, not dropped it, you can steal it from that mark. If you've already killed that mark, this is the only reliable way to repeatedly farm slime oil. But it's still, yeah, in my opinion, not exactly the most interesting or lucrative side quest in this game, but it's at least a thing that exists, and I wanted to show it at some point. So while I'm running this final race, I just wanted to mention that this run through Final Fantasy XII's postgame has been a lot tougher than I expected. Yeah, it's been kind of a thing of ups and downs, a lot of downs due to some randomness and annoying marks and equally annoying steals from Zodiark and Zodiark spamming instant death on me when there's no real protection to it. But ever since I actually had this channel, I always considered doing Final Fantasy XII one day. One of the things that kind of put me off of doing it was I was concerned that 100%ing this game would take longer than like Chugga's 100% Xenoblade Let's Play. Because there's just a lot in this game to get, especially if you're going for like all of the bizarre loot and bizarre rewards. And I'm not going to be going for like all of those or anything. That would just it would just be a lot of farming, and I'm not sure how much of that I could get on camera, but I did want to at least do most of the areas, hunts, and super bosses that I never did when I played this game as a kid. And I've achieved most of that. I got Zodiark. I never got Zodiark as a kid, so that's great. I still think this guy looks like Jekt. A lot like Jekt. I wonder if it's an intentional reference, but yeah, anyway. I got Zodiark. I explored Subterra. I've never actually done Subterra before in my life, so that's a thing. I've got every hunt up to Yes Man, and the only two things that are really left to do now are, I'm starting to actually pant from doing all this button mashing, but the only things that I really have left to do now are Omega and Yes Man, and I'm not going to do those, probably not for a little while. I'll need to prepare quite a lot to actually do both of those. And in particular, Yasmat, I'm really going to have to think about how I handle that fight, because it's a lot of just waiting for his health to go down in fast mode. I'll have to think about how I approach that, because it's going to take a bit of effort to try and figure out how to make a good video out of that. But I hope you've enjoyed this run through the post-game so far. This is where I'll be leaving things for now, until those two super bosses one day. But I'm still glad that I've completed most of Final Fantasy XII on camera, and that you guys got to experience me finally doing some of the things in this game that I never did when I was a kid. And as I've said before, this game is very important to me. It was my first JRPG outside of Pokemon. If I hadn't played this, I probably never would have got into games like Trails, you know, the Tales series, a lot of other JRPGs that I love. So, yeah, and Xenoblade especially, like, the part of the reason why I even got into Xenoblade 1 in the first place was that a lot of people considered it a spiritual successor to this game. So, with this, I will leave you for now, and I'll see you all when it's time for those two toughest of battles in Ivalice. But until then, let's just enjoy some time in the pirate town of Balfamheim. See you all next time.